Welcome everyone to the final 9 here at the 2017 Nantucket Open. I'm your commentator, Terry Miller, the disc golf guy, along with Big Germ, Jeremy Koling. Germ, we don't have one of those clever hybrid names. You go by Big Germ. I'm the disc golf guy.
Let's go by Big Guy.
I was just going to say big, yeah, unfortunately. I'll see you guys in the spring. Then we'll see who's big, all right?
Collectively, we're huge.
I'm not going to go there, but let's get to the back nine. We've got a great battle heating up. Austin Turner has the momentum, as you said, and we're here with him now. Hole number 10 is no walk in the park. We just got done with a little bit of a kind of a birdie alley on 7, 8, and 9. You really want to make sure you pick up at least 2 of those 3. And now here we are with Sexton throwing. He's second on the tee.
Yeah, you want to get 2 of the 3, and Austin Turner has picked up the last 4 holes, so a little bit of a slow start for him, but he has picked things up here a little bit, and he's 1 stroke back of Zach Melton, tied with Nate Sexton after the front 9, after Nate started off 3 back of the lead. Great start from Nate Sexton. Steve Brinster fell off a little bit, but he's still in the hunt if he puts together an extraordinary back 9.
At one point during the front 9, Steve Brinster said to me, he's like, I don't know, T, I never seem to play well when you come around. And I was like, I don't know. I'm trying to help out. I'm rooting for everybody.
Yeah, sure.
You know, the less shots you guys throw, the less editing I have to do. So I'm always rooting for birdies and aces.
And that was a gorgeous drive there from Zach. Austin came up.
So was my foot fine right here?
Yeah, I think that was fine. It's just you got to think about the basket being way over there on the left. I think that's perfect.
Austin is trying to check his footing here, and
yeah, just before he threw, actually, it was Steve Brinster, I think, that said, "Hey, make sure your foot's good." And then he was trying to clarify there, and Steve's like, "No, your other foot." So then they had to make a.
Sure.
He's a new guy on tour. Come on.
Yeah, you want to make sure that
does he get a break?
No
breaks.
No breaks. You know the rules at this point in your career. I mean, he may be 19 years old, but he's been playing professionally all year on tour, and he's a junior world champion. He's beat King Climo in Florida before. He knows what he's doing. You hold everyone to the same standards.
And Steve Brinster knows what he's doing. We saw earlier in the weekend Nate Doss throw almost the exact same shot from there, and they're both converting. It looks gorgeous. And a nice little backhand action from Sexton. At this point, it seems like the gallery's getting a little bit more into it. There's people following along. They want to see some of the best in the world. You mentioned it during our front 9. This is a B-tier that has NT-like caliber, and it's very impressive who's all come out and how well they're shooting.
Oh, wow. And after being out of position 2 shots in a row, Austin has found a mosquito on his leg again. And
got him.
Yeah, I think he got that one as well. But a great bid from there. He's going to be disappointed. He's going to be losing his stroke to Zach. And there's at least 5 or 6 people clapping in the background. No, but you're right. The gallery is going to be picking up here. The action is picking up. And who wouldn't want to watch the lead card finish out? They played such incredible first rounds. 55, I believe the course record's 53, and they were only a couple strokes off that. 55 is an incredible round at this course.
An easy tap in there for Zach Melton. And also, birdie there. We're moving on. We've got hole number 11 coming up, 571 feet. This one's kind of the start to a number of par 4s, and it's a little bit tricky.
Yeah, this tee shot requires a good amount of distance with the forehand or the lefty hyzer. I'm sure Brinster will be throwing some sort of turnover. And once you get around the corner, there's really no telling if you're going to be behind a tree or not. And even if you are or not, you are going to have a very tricky, tight tunnel approach shot, which is guarded with a lot of trees. So a really nice shot there from Steve. Gets quite a bit of distance. But that left side is a little bit more pinched in than the right side. If you can somehow hold it tight, hug it around the corner, see if Zach can make the corner. He's just caught the edge of those trees.
And like a number of holes out here, if you don't make kind of the initial corner, the first landing zone, you're going to have to spend an extra stroke just to get to it or get slightly past it.
Oh, and this is huge.
No tree this time.
Austin has thrown the pink force. I think this is one of the pink forces that he got from me. I had quite a few of those at one point, but he's been hoarding them from me ever since. But his drive is maybe the furthest I've ever seen, except for perhaps Simon's big, crazy Simon shot from the round 1.
Well, I think Simon also tried to go with the big route here during round 2, and we had caught up to the group only to find that Simon lost his shot and had to come back to the tee and rethrow on this very hole. So
this rough is no joke. If you get in there more than 10 feet and somebody hasn't seen how you got there, you are going to lose your disc. A great shot there from Zach. Also nice shot there from Nathan as well. And Steve, watch out for that tree. And is he really jump putting?
he really is. He's got a little Anheuser jump putt to the basket,
Gosh,
making this one look very easy.
I've never seen someone jump putt their approach to this hole before. That's insane amount of distance. And Nate just gets a perfect stroke there on his birdie putt. And Austin with a great drive, jump putt approach, pretty much a textbook birdie as it comes.
I would take that all day when you're out there on this hole.
Wow.
We talked about it during the first round, seeing a lot of lefty action out here. So if you're a left-handed player aspiring to play in Nantucket or just improve your game, this is a great way to watch. 2 slightly different styles by Melton and Turner, and then you got the forehander by Nate Sexton. So lots of different spin, lots of different action here. Moving on to hole 12, coming in at 441 feet. It feels about twice that long. There's a lot of trees there and a very tight gap to hit.
Yeah, not too terribly surprised to see Nate throwing a forehand here. This is really all about placement of this tee shot. You don't really need that much distance. You just really want to land it in that perfect landing zone. Otherwise, you have no chance. And it's a small landing zone. If you don't hit this landing zone, you have no chance of saving your birdie. And very quickly, you could get into trouble bringing bogey into the equation.
Well, interesting to see. Turner was lining up a potential forehand and then ultimately opts for the backhand. What is he throwing there?
That's one of his D roaches. This is what he putts with, but he really likes it for that flip-up action that you can see there. Looks like he's hit the landing zone. Maybe not ideally perfect, but it looks like he'll at least be able to throw a full shot without hitting something in his throw, which can happen very easily if you are just barely off on this hole.
Well, it looked like Steve Brinster maybe missed his line. However, he's still going to have a good result. So may have gotten away with one there. And Austin Turner going with the forehand. And
You
what
mean
a
Zach.
Zach.
Yes.
I'm used to all these lefties. Zach with just a great forehand that just could not punch all the way through after missing that first gap.
So close. And this is where that forehand combo comes into play here. This is not a shot that you, if you have a forehand, you would ever stand like that and throw. But I'm not saying that Steve doesn't have the talent to pull it off. It just is a nice opportunity to be able to go back and forth if you have that shot.
It seemed like Sexton might not have had the angle he was hoping for. You really want to play that flat, have it skip up and to the right.
And Austin has come up short. He's hit a tree. He's going to be a little disappointed about that.
And being left-handed is a huge advantage on that shot that he just threw there. He was able to go to one knee. Sometimes it's tough to get the power, and he was able to easily put it up right next to the basket.
Yeah, yep.
Nate says he got it.
Yeah, he
That
did
one
get
tree.
it. He definitely got it.
Turner's got a long-range putt, but it doesn't matter.
Wow.
He's sprinting into the basket.
Look at this.
He's excited.
Yeah, I mean, he parred hole 10, but he's got 11 and 12. He is now 6 down in the last 7 holes. And Brinster with a huge birdie putt as well. Some great golfers seeing now. And Nate has connected on his par putt because his birdie attempt hit that tree and came up short. And Zach is going to have this left for his birdie.
As he's trying to check the wind, you watch him lift up a little bit of grass. It was very calm out there throughout the entire day. A little bit on the humid side, but temperatures in the 70s. and just a gorgeous day on Nantucket Island. I don't know if there's a bad day on Nantucket Island.
Oh, there can be some bad days on Nantucket Island. In general, the weather, I mean, you can just see from these shots here, it was just picture perfect all day long for the most part. Usually when we're playing Nantucket, there's a lot of wind to deal with coming off the ocean, but not really too much to speak of here.
Well, we saw 3 birdies on the previous hole, which is not something you would anticipate. So very, very skilled.
Wow,
Moving through there. Look at that
Austin
shot.
is throwing his nuke way up there. A great forehand shot. And Steve with his kind of patented step off from the side run-ups. He really has a unique way of playing the games.
He does. Everything from his putt to his standstills when he's throwing shorter tee shots, whatever it might be, he has developed his own style. And for being a guy about, what, half your height, he throws almost as far?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Steve Brinster used to be one of the distance guys, you know. I remember early in the days he was throwing the King Masher competition at the USDGC. And I don't know if he would find this as a terms of endearment, but we've called his driving style a controlled grip lock.
Oh, wow.
And by that I mean that, you know, we try to say you'd like to go at the tee the direction that you're going to throw in a straight line. He comes in from an angle and kind of throws against his body. And if other people are throwing against their body like that, if they're opening up too much, it's a grip lock, right? He's controlling that. It's a controlled grip lock.
Well, finding a tree after we saw a moment ago, we also saw Sexton go roller. He hit, I think, the short tee pad.
Look at this.
Oh, and trying to throw that in
wow.
is Turner. We're seeing Sexton struggle a little bit. He hit the short tee pad, then threw another forehand roller that was a little offline.
Oh, Steve.
There's not a ton of trees on this hole, but the ones that are there you have to avoid.
Yeah, they're just in the right place, and Steve. Oh, Steve has caught one of those trees. A nice little recovery shot there from Nate. And Zach does not look like he's very pleased with that. I think he was trying to give that more of a run than he ended up giving it. This is a shot that Steve's really good at. The little floater approach. He has a couple flippy putters in his bag that he can put a little bit of hyzer on, float it out to the right, let it hyzer in gently.
And just kind of cruising through right now.
Look at
is
this.
Turner. He's just
Yeah.
making it look so easy. Here's Steve having to go.
Oh, no!
Ah,
He's going to have to settle for bogey with such a great drive, and that tree is so close to the basket. If you were just a little bit off, you got to find some way to putt. We saw Simon go with a sidearm putt from their first round. Now Steve with a turbo putt. Neither one were successful in execution. That's going to be another step backwards for Steve Brinster. And it's starting to look like we have a two-man race between Austin and Zach.
these guys are pushing one another as you're seeing them roll through. Again, Turner making this course look so easy. And here he is on 14.
What?
Oh, yeah.
It's in! It's in the hole! Austin has made it, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is the Noodle Z Nuke.
And he gets the
And
congratulations from tournament director Todd Rainwater.
oh
My
my,
body is shaking so bad right now.
that's awesome to see.
That is great. Austin Turner with the forehand ace. Here it is from the
Oh
catch
yeah,
cam.
let's see the catch cam.
And got it just a hair late. That skipped so fast on our cameraman.
Wow.
You saw it coming in, and thank God the basket got in the way. That thing was going to go at least
Yeah.
30 feet past.
And this is such a tricky hole. And indeed, it is the noodle disc. This hole is over 200 feet. I owe Austin Turner a half pound of macaroni and cheese. I'll pay up, trust me.
And we see another great forehand flick come in by.
And how do you back that up with such a great shot there from Zach Melton? This is the tightest hole in the course. Not that long, but incredibly technical. And look at this.
Also making it look easy.
And that's going to be a bit short. He's going to have one big tree and another kind of a sprucey pine in the way. But in general, if you can get 90% of the way there on this tee, that's a great shot. And what the heck? These guys are making that gap look huge. Little tap. Yeah, baby. Let's go.
Very nice. Austin Turner, congrats on the ace.
Yeah.
And Nate Sexton thinks, oh man, I'm going to give up 2 strokes right here on this one hole.
Yeah, that could be almost it for Nate at this point.
The rest of the card still has a little bit of work to do, but all inside the circle. Melton says, I'll take the birdie. I've got to be happy with the birdie. We can't all ace.
I believe they were maybe tied going into that hole, and now Zach loses a stroke with a birdie. That's
Doesn't happen too often.
That's interesting.
And Brinster is also in for the birdie. So we've got 4 players. They still managed to shoot it in 4 under par on the round. That's not too bad.
Probably not ever been done before. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I hear Nate saying 4 down through the hole, not bad.
And guess what? That's a CTP.
And that's a bag of cookies from Nantucket. Oh, yeah. I guarantee I'll be stealing some of those when he's not paying attention.
Oh, that's cute. He even gets the picture.
I think I see this picture before on Instagram.
All right, carding the 1, and we talked about it. I feel like you may confuse me with Ricky Wysocki here. I keep talking about momentum, but if there's anyone that's got it, it's Austin Turner. He's just riding this thing.
Yeah, he's got a 1-stroke lead now, and I mean, geez, just pumping the. He's not pumping the brakes. He is fully accelerating here with a great tee shot, well past where you really want to land. And Zach has followed him with a beautiful shot of his own. I mean, these guys are way up there.
And I'm not sure our camera angles there do this hole justice. That is a really tight gap to hit, and those guys just went straight through it.
And unless he threw a razor blade, I don't think that went straight through anything there.
Yeah, Steve Brinster still finding some of the trees out here. And yeah, we're going to see a totally different route here, going with the high forehand by Sexton.
And this is going to cut off not that much distance, but keep him in the fairway if he executed. I didn't see his shot land, but I think he did okay. Is Brinster laying? Yeah, he's laying down a roller. This is an incredibly understable disc. It just didn't quite get over enough as much as he'd like.
The great thing is, though, he's actually still looking at a par.
Yeah, right here. So I can mark like here. 11 inches would probably be on this pine cone.
This is like the back of the disc.
So
Is this
can I mark
Nate's
it there
lather?
and take
Yeah,
my
this
11
is.
inches
This
off?
is why you
Nate's.
didn't see it come down.
You guys all good with that spot? Yeah.
If it's lined up, I'm fine with it.
Austin, what is he doing?
I think it would be.
Why are you lying on the ground, you fool?
I lie straight below, so.
Oh man, funny
Just-
kid, such a funny kid. You can get up now.
You still want me to sit here?
Yeah, you can stay there.
Okay. A little bit like here.
Oh, he needs the extra 2 inches.
Oh my, this might be the most precise measurement for a disc elevated in the tree I've ever seen.
These guys aren't messing around. There is no 2-meter penalty.
And look
So
at
just
this
to clarify that,
rip
what a recovery from a hunched over Nate Sexton.
Wow, and he kind of has a little bit of a hunch already when he throws, but that time he really had to accentuate the hunch. He's going to be a little bit shorter than he'd like, but he got his destroyer to flip up and fly straight quite a bit of distance from that awkward lie.
And Turner's got to stand still. And it looks like he's making it look easy.
I mean, this guy is on fire right now.
And Steve Brinster with a forehand?
He
You
must
know he's in trouble.
He's in a bad spot.
Steve Brinster just does not go to that shot all too often. So, and Sexton almost. Wow. Those weren't quite jazz hands, Sexton.
Look at this. I mean, you mentioned it several times already, but momentum. A slow start for Austin, but he is. I've lost track. Is that 8 down through 8, 9 down through 9 with a par?
There's been some very impressive play here. And really the question that you have to be thinking, or I'm thinking as I'm watching this and we're all taping it is, can he keep his cool? Can he keep his composure? He's a younger kid. He's obviously been successful. But here he is tearing it up throughout these last few holes. He's in contention right now to be winning this tournament. Can he keep it together? Because he's clearly got the skills.
Yeah, I think he's 10 down for the last 10 holes.
And that one was just a bit short, not giving it enough air.
Yeah, he's distanced himself from the rest of the pack. I mean, him and Zach are battling, but this is basically a battle between first and second at this point.
And one thing that the players somewhat have grown accustomed to, whether it's the PDGA live scoring or UDisc live scoring, that's not happening here. So we'll see in a little bit that there's some conversation because there's a lot of throws happening and people can kind of lose track where you're at. In a few holes, I think they're going to say, okay, well, where are we standing? What do we need to do?
Right.
It's a very interesting dynamic because sometimes the players will go right to their phones and they'll be able to check themselves. Not the case at this event.
And we have pretty poor drives there from really the group. Surprisingly enough, this is a pretty attackable hole for birdie. And
Up in the tree, but you're going to be over the short grass.
I think that's Zach's tee shot, which was kicked into the edge of the bush. Nate, who was just trying to throw a fairly safe sidearm, catches a tree on his second shot. It looks like he might be settling for par on this really easy hole 16. And Austin has caught a tree as well.
Are we going to see another squatting or sitting Austin Turner here?
Oh, goodness.
It's way up there.
Yeah, that looks like it might be stuck there for a while.
So he's going to get a spot, not quite the deliberation we saw previously, but he gets the spot, and he's going to have a forehand that, again, not quite the angle.
Oh, goodness, yeah, and he's drifted off right. And Brinster still has work to do to get up and down for his par.
And as he throws that shot through those two trees, Madison Walker was standing nearby, and she's like, I would never try to throw through those two trees. I would have went way out and around. And Brinster thought, no big deal.
I'm with you, Madison.
The touch shot there by Sexton a moment ago, and then also, correction, I'm sorry, by Brinster, and then Sexton really just laying it next to the basket. Turner's going to do the same.
He's human.
Now playing himself down the left side, then the right
wow.
side.
A huge putt.
What a way to save par. Is that how you draw it up?
No.
Never.
No, you just throw a drive, maybe 380, and then you throw about a 200-foot approach. It's not that hard. But these guys are making this hole look way harder than it is. It happens every once in a while. And is that really a birdie for Brinster?
Yeah, Brinster, well, this is a par 4.
Wow.
So Brinster threw into the center. He split that gap, and then threw it straight up there. He's having no problems there.
Wow.
Turner, however, is going to walk away with the 4, which, like you said, of all the holes out here, this is one that is easily attackable for players of your caliber. And we saw actually 3 pars, and we see just the 1 birdie by Steve Brinster. We're going to move on to 17. It's got another CTP. It's only 303 feet. 1 foot further than we saw on hole number 2, and Brinster goes with a standstill.
A low ceiling shot. He's got the nose up on the disc too much. He's just not quite playing anywhere near what he played like the first round. And Austin is going with that Z-Nuke again. I don't want to owe you any more macaroni, buddy.
And a very, very good result there. Looks to be pin high, no more than 12 or 15 feet left.
And this is a equal opportunity gap here on the left side and the right side. And we'd see the 2 lefties go with their forehand, really showing off the range of their skills, being able to throw the sidearm backhand combination, and both sidearms are well inside the circle.
And Sexton's going to do just as you said. He's going to go with the left gap, and he hits it pretty much right where you want to.
Yeah.
And it
Oh,
comes in.
come on.
That tree could have, could have not been there. And he would have probably finished no more than 5 feet from the pin.
Yeah, that was a great move on that tee shot. Pretty bad break there. And you see Steve, he's just got so much range with that jump throw just because he uses those flippy, beat-up AVRs. And because he's good. Oh, wow. Great putt there from Nate. Sometimes you got to just say, I earned this birdie with that tee shot. I got a bad break, but I'm going to make it happen. And this is a big putt.
It is, and really no doubt.
Yeah.
Hard chain, no problems for Turner.
Huge putt. That's the stay up 2, and that's only if Zach makes this putt here for his birdie.
Zach's going to take his time. You see a little bit of wind. The flag is blowing, but it's been pretty mild throughout the day, and that's not really even enough wind to worry about. Zach knows he needs it.
Oh no, and Zach has uncharacteristically missed his putt off to the right side chains. He's gonna drop, now he's gonna drop back 2 strokes. Austin had 1 stroke coming in, now it's 2 strokes going into the 18th hole. That's gonna put the pressure on Zach to pull up an eagle. Birdie is pretty likely on this hole. I mean, there's a tight gap all the way up, 681 feet, or no, is it 868?
868 feet, par
Okay.
5. And here's, again, the interesting part. These guys really don't know where the scores are at.
Right.
And what a drive there by Turner.
I mean,
And he's excited. You heard the hard clap there. That takes a lot of pressure off of him and puts it squarely back on anyone else trying to chase him down.
and Turner's got to be feeling like he's doing good here. I mean, it doesn't matter what second card's doing. He's sitting at 51 strokes through 17 holes. A 4 in this hole nets him a second consecutive 55. That's incredible golf.
Steve Brinster, just a low release, and
Yeah.
then the kickoff to the right is really just a kick of death at that point.
Yeah, it's kind of insult to injury right there. And Zach, knowing he's going to have to go big, and he's throwing a good tee shot. Maybe a little bit less distance than he'd like with a little bit of the leaf action there at the top of the shot, but still a clean throw nonetheless.
And a beautiful shot by Brinster. And at this point, they want to know what's going on.
Do you know, Nate?
No.
Okay. So that's how you
Once I got all those pars in a
yes.
row, I stopped paying attention.
Oh, I don't.
Who put Madison in control of the math?
I didn't. I was playing.
That's without. If that was
Yeah,
3.
yeah, yeah,
So it would mean as you by 2.
Yep. Yes.
All right, so there it is. Again,
Confirmation.
they have to double check where the scores are at. Melton knows he's got to be aggressive. They think they just came to the realization that Turner has him by 2.
And a great shot there. He's still going to have to throw one in, and it's going to require Austin getting a 5, and he is going aggressive.
And the best part about that is he lands on that left side, and I think as we were moving down the fairway, Melton says to him, "Dude, what are you doing? Just throw it in the fairway."
Yeah.
So Melton is coaching him how to get beat, and he just says to him, "Dude, just throw it in the fairway."
I love it. And, oh, wow, you can see how thick the edge of that is. I mean,
The fact that it came out, though, is unbelievable. Does Sexton have some kind of magic we don't know about?
I would put him in the contention for the best roller thrower in the world. Maybe, without question, top 5. But I think he's proven it time and time again. He has a slew of different discs in his bag that he goes to that aren't just in there for rollers. I personally have a Roadrunner in my bag that I throw for rollers. And that was Zach's shot there for 3. He needed that big time. But Nate has so many different choices and weapons for the roller option. He's so good at that shot. And look at that. And that is going to seal the deal for Austin. He is parked for his 4. Even if Zach makes his putt, he's still going to come up too short.
A solid performance out here by Austin Turner. Of course, there is concern of the second card.
Oh,
as
wow.
As Brinster birdies to take just 4 strokes here to wrap things up. He's ready to be done. The second card could be maybe chasing, but they're going to have to shoot, record-breaking rounds to do it.
Well, the next best score on second card, as we see great putts there from Steve and Nate. And it just really didn't matter at that point. He was either going to lose by 2 or 3. He's still going to wrap up second place as long as second card isn't doing something incredible. But second card would have to break course record.
Correct. And,
Just a tie.
and Turner loving it. He's getting the fist bumps.
Unless Paul McBeth shot at 20 down, I think
Todd trying to do
Hey,
some
well,
math
Paul
for us.
Macbeth
Well,
was
but
on
We'll
third
have final
card.
stuff in a minute, guys.
And here you are.
You can't shoot 28.
Yeah.
If you shot 18 down, you still didn't beat me.
And Macbeth
another-
knows he's been beat again on Nantucket. Macbeth doesn't lose too often, but sometimes when you're on Nantucket, like the last 2 years, you get beat. So what a day for Austin Turner. Big Germ, can you possibly put into words what kind of feelings and emotion that your travel buddy has on such a big performance?
Well, I didn't start playing disc golf personally until I was 20 years old. I can't imagine what it's like as a 19-year-old kid to be competitive with the best players in the world. So an amazing day, an amazing week. Just really wraps it up for Austin. And this is certainly a day he'll never forget, and couldn't be prouder for the kid.
It was very impressive to see. That's going to earn him a spot in the Raz round. Of course, you guys are going to be able to watch that as well. I want to thank Todd and Eloisa and the entire staff at the Nantucket Disc Golf Open. It's been a great weekend. It's been a great week for so many of our touring players, having a really good time on the island, and we look forward to coming back every year that they'll possibly have us. Germ, one final thought on Nantucket.
If you haven't ever been before, come check it out. I think that Todd, Louisa, the rest of the staff would be happy to accommodate you and your friends, and you can really see what this event's all about. It's a special place, and like you said, it's something that we all look forward to once a year, to come out and enjoy the camaraderie of our best friends and enjoy an incredible event.
All right, for the 2017 Nantucket Open, that's been Big Commentary by Big Germ and Terry Miller, the Disc Golf Guy. We'll see you next year.